it.
Okay.
It's camping season for all the campers.
It is camping. Okay.
W H E N when W I L L will W E we T A K E take O U 6 R R H O L I D A Y holiday. When will we take our holiday?
Don't know. I don't have anything planned at the moment. So let me think on that.
M A Y B E maybe W H E N when M A D D I E Maddie L E A V E E S leaves. Maybe when Maddie leaves.
Yeah, when's that? August, September?
Well, yeah, you certainly don't have to plan your holidays around me, but my last day of work is August 23rd.
Okay, yeah.
August 23rd is my last day of work, so maybe a late August, early September holiday is nice because you wouldn't
Yeah.
be missing anything.
Yeah.
With me, at least.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Find something there.
go see the colors change a little bit. Go for a drive to somewhere in BC, maybe
I don't know. Yeah,
Kelowna, Kamloops.
What do you think?
something like that.
Let's plan a little bit of a road trip in the late summer, early fall. Does that sound like a good idea?
Y E S yes.
There you go. Gives your parents something to think about. Maybe you something to look forward to.
Mhm.
So yeah, August 23rd is my last day, and that's a Saturday.
M O M mom
Mm-hmm.
H O W S house Y O U R your P A I N pain. Mom, how's your pain?
It's not bad, Eric. Mommy went, I think 2 weeks ago now, and had a needle in my neck, and it's supposed to help calm down the nerves. And I'm seeing more improvement in my pain in my hips and my lower back from that shot than I did the first time around. And they said it would take 3 to 4 before I would get the full effects of them, and I've only had 2 so far. So I've noticed improvement.
Okay.
My feet still hurt. My feet are always painful, but my hips and my lower back are a lot better than they were.
I M I'm G L A D glad. I'm glad.
Me too, buddy. Me too. I have a question for you. When you're at Gwen's for 5 days, what is your routine like in the evenings when you get home from program? What do you guys normally do?
H A N G hang O N on T H E the C O U C H couch. U N T I L until D I N N E R dinner. Hang on the couch until dinner.
And how about after dinner? What do you do? No, you don't answer? Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to. You can say something else.
S H O W E R shower. A N D and C H I L L chill. I N M Y my E O M room. Shower and chill in my room.
Well, just a lot like
Nice.
that.
Yeah, just a lot like at our house, eh?
Yeah.
Do you find you kind of do similar things when you're at mom and dad's house and at Gwen's house? Both of your
Y
homes?
E S yes.
Yeah.
You go out and hang in the backyard at Gwen's house, like you do at our house?
R A R E L Y rarely N O no H O T T U B hot tub rarely no hot tub.
Well,
Yes.
not everybody has a hot tub.
Not worth going back out there without a hot tub.
You sit in our backyard without going in the hot tub. You enjoy sitting on the chairs, and so I just wondered if you had like a chair that you like to sit and enjoy the backyard, but it's okay.
Maybe you'll find it more as summer goes on. I've never seen the backyard. I don't know what it's like.
I've never
Okay.
neither seen our backyard either. But it'd be fun. I was just wondering.
What life is
'Cause
like
I
there.
get updates about your program day, but I never hear about your day at Gwen's, so I just wanted to see how it was.
Do you have any, and you don't have to, like I'm not suggesting you should, do you have anything you dislike about your life at Gwen's right now? And like I'm saying, you don't have to have one. And I'm not saying you should, but is there anything you dislike?
No hot tub.
Yeah, that's a valid
Five
one.
minutes.
M O M mom N O T not T H E R E there mom not there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Don't care about dad.
Yeah.
But mom's dad
Well,
I could do with that.
that means to me that Gwen's house is a pretty special house. If your biggest complaint is that your mom isn't there,
Yeah.
right? That's a pretty special place to get to go and live.
Yeah.
And still come home every single weekend to spend time with your family. That's pretty special, you know? I think there's a lot of kids who are younger than you who are going to look up to you in the situation you've created. And I think it's pretty cool that you've been able to move out and say like what you did today. It makes me feel more adult. But still get to come home and have your family, right? I know it's not a perfect world, but it's a pretty good world.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sometimes make the most of the cards you've been dealt, and I think
know
that's what
what,
you've
Eric?
done.
Since this has all happened, when you come home on the weekends, I feel like your mom. I don't feel like your caregiver anymore. I feel like I'm picking up my son. I'm gonna hang with my boy. You know? It's not like, oh, I gotta get up in the morning and deal with Eric. I don't have those feelings anymore. So it's done wonders for my self-esteem because I get to be your mom now. You know? Gwen is your caregiver now. And I just get to be mom.
I F E E L feel
Feel what?
W E we
I feel we. French stuff. Well, that's not gonna work.
You gotta finish it. Don't leave us
You
hanging.
feel we what?
I feel we.
Okay, go.
I feel we what?
You're impossible.
A R E E R C L O S E R. Closer. I feel we are closer.
I agree, Eric. And I just want to say, Eric, I know your OCD is so crazy in your head. I can't picture what it's like. But today, we did a couple things differently, and I whispered in your ear, we're going to beat OCD. And, you know, we did. There might be little tiny steps, but we did 3 things this morning that we've never done before, and we both smiled through it. And for that, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, what did you think of that then?
M-O-M. Mom. Hat. A-I-D. Said. F-U-C. K. Fuck. O-C.
I did.
D.
You said that?
Did you?
When did you say that? When did you say that?
When he was in the bathroom, and when I got up this morning, he wanted to go in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And I said, you can go in the hot tub, but we're on a time schedule. So
Okay.
get your bathing suit on now. And he didn't. So I said, I'm giving you 5 minutes. If you don't get your bathing suit on, you're going in the tub. And I gave him about 10 minutes. And I went in, I said, that's it. And I grabbed his bathing suit and I said, I said that word. And I said, let's go, you're going in the tub. And he did.
There you go.
All right.
And I said, when we got home, if you want to go in the hot tub, he's more than welcome to. And tomorrow morning, he's more than welcome to, because we're not on a time schedule.
Today you're showing up for
But
RPM.
today you were coming to RPM, whether it killed me or not.
Was that helpful that mom was a little bit sterner with OCD? Maybe even a little bit aggressive in a good way towards OCD? Did that help you overcome today? Go ahead. Eric?
I-N-N-E-E-D. Needed. T-H-A-A-T. That. I needed that.
Well, and probably a little bit easier for mom to do some of those things when it's not 24/7, 365, when it's...
Yeah, and we weren't missing RPM today, Eric. So I was like, no, we're on schedule. And you know what? I want to say, Eric, I read another blogger, another nonverbal autistic boy, say to his mom, he really, really wanted to go swimming. And the mom says, but you haven't been in the water in so long. And he said, his mom asked him, how can I help you? He goes, well, you hide all my clothes, so only my bathing suit is there. That's the only thing I can put on. I will get in the water. So the mom did. And he got in the water for 20 minutes. So I'm thinking, okay, I know Eric wants to do stuff, but his OCD is screaming at him. So I'm going to start thinking outside the box and make it as easy as I can without anything else. So even though I wanted him to go in the hot tub this morning, I knew his OCD was fighting him too bad. So I took it away on him and got him in the tub. And that made our schedule run so smoothly that he was ready for RPM an hour before we had to leave the house.
Yeah.
And if I would have just let him lay in that bed and not put nothing on, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
So I took the incentive to be the stronger one of the two of us. And I'm glad I did, Eric.
She put on our OCD fighting gloves today.
Yeah.
It's a good point, So like when I was at program on Thursday, what I understand from the situation is you had just gone to the washroom. I show up, which apparently only happens when someone else comes. Then you went to the washroom and spent 20 minutes there, where I was just kind of sitting there, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. It's just we probably could have made better use of our time with program, and we need our time with program. Let me tell you that. And when they asked you about it, you had said something like "damn OCD" or whatever, you know. But and OCD is valid. But I like what Mom's saying about here is like, okay, but we still need an action plan, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I'm coming again in July and August. Sent Gwen dates that could work for me today. What are we going to do next time so that when you have that impulse to go to the bathroom, what's the deterrent to not go to the bathroom, right?
Maddie's time is very important, Eric.
Well, and our time together is very important,
Oh,
especially
that's
with
what
your
I meant.
staff.
Yeah,
Like
wasting 20 minutes of your 1 hour.
when we only have
It's
2
hard.
left with program.
M Y my S T A F F staff N E E D need T
Okay, try to do it. You're watching the brain.
O 2 R E E S T R I C T restrict A C C E S S access. My staff need to restrict access.
And they try, Eric.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've been there. They try. But you gotta remember, you're a big dude. You're 6 feet, 200 pounds. And most of your age are little
Yeah, Agnes is
Filipino
yeah.
ladies. So it's not easy to restrict you when you're set to do something. If you remember last Friday, it took Agnes and Gwen holding that door so you couldn't get back into the program to go to the bathroom. And Mom opening the car door. It was a struggle, and they did it. I'm proud of them for doing it. But I would, if it was Mommy holding that door, I would have gave up, Eric, because I'd be afraid you're gonna hurt me. Not on purpose, because you're not a person to hurt people. But you're a big dude coming at them. So you gotta start fighting your OCD a little more inside your head. Okay, I don't have to go to the bathroom. I don't have to push the staff and get in that bathroom. Maddie's here. I need to go into the staff room and have my RPM lesson. So some of it has to come on to you too. You have to speak to your brain and say, no, not today, OCD, not today.
What if you went to the bathroom right before that?
He did.
Oh, you
He did.
He
He
did.
had just come out of the bathroom.
They
I
put him
arrived
back
and he
in
went
the
back
bathroom.
in and stayed in there for 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That was the issue.
That
Was
was
that
the
they were like they had tried to set it up so that he was out of the bathroom when I arrived and he
Right,
was,
right.
They always
and then
try
went back
that, but
in.
Handy busted
And they were saying it
everything.
only happens with like
Mom, there's somebody coming.
someone coming. Is that he's and almost always he's always been to the bathroom already
Yeah.
and goes
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
So you need to speak up to your brain once in a while too and help us, Eric.
So could you give an example of what you could say to yourself in that moment? So your staff need to work with you, absolutely. They're your supports. That's part of their role. But what are you going to do? Because you're a part of the solution too, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to say to yourself? Give me an example of something. Something you could try.
O C D out G O go A W A Y away I M M F I N E E fine.
Right.
Huck, go away, I'm fine.
Well, maybe you can make a list of those so that other people around you can say, OCD, go away. Eric's fine,
Yeah,
right? Even
yeah.
repeat them to you.
Repeat, like even if the staff say, Eric, it's just your OCD. It's we have to fight this and let's go see Maddie. Like even hearing the words might help you, right, buddy?
I'm not sure if they swear very much, but sometimes a powerful F-bomb can
Sometimes
work.
that F-bomb will make you do things that you didn't think you was
Craig will
possible.
drop it too.
Mommy doesn't use it very often, but
Which makes it all the more powerful when you do use it, right?
so there's nothing wrong with telling OCD not today or not right now, maybe in an hour, but right now I have to go see my friend Maddie.
Because so much talks about like dilute, delete, and scramble, right? And I think the biggest key for you, Eric, is often if you can delay the thing, it's gone, right? It's just that impulse is so strong in those moments that delaying becomes difficult. Hey, you need a Kleenex? Because you can have one. Okay. Can I ask a quick question about program, Eric? If you have something else to say about OCD, you can. Can I ask a quick question?
Y-E-S.
How are
Yes.
How are you feeling about the progress with? Okay, why don't we grab you? Hey,
Yes.
before you.
Yeah.
It's just a sign of the
It's pollen.
anesthesia coming off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the pollen is
The pollen.
so bad. Everyone's coming with sniffles.
Mm.
My question is, how are you feeling about the progress with program in terms of spelling?
T-H-E-Y. They. G-E-E-T. Get. D-D. I. S. C. O. U. R. A. G. E. D. Discouraged. B. Y. By. T. H. E. E. The. B. R. O. C. E. E. S. D. Process. They get discouraged by the process.
Do you know why they get discouraged, Eric? Because Maddie makes it look so easy.
I know,
But
I
you know
know.
what?
I know exactly.
Maddie, your first 3 months with Maddie, this was not here, buddy.
Do you have those earliest videos still? Like, would you be?
I didn't start taking videos when you were first starting with
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that the other day. So I came out of our most recent meeting. I came out of Thursday feeling the same way. That I came in. Well, it doesn't work. It's not working. And I was just kind of like, I've been here 5 or 6 times now. Like, I've done all those documents, and I'm like. And I was just kind of like, hey, what have we done wrong here? And I think it was a couple of sessions ago that I realized that it does look too easy with Eric and I, and that does not at all acknowledge the process that it took for Eric and I to get there. And it also doesn't acknowledge the fact that this is my full-time job. That, of course, I'm
Yeah.
going to be the best communication partner because
That's
that's
what
my
you do for a
job,
living, yeah.
right? And so I think that the biggest mistake I see, not just with you, Eric, but the other students, is they want to get to this place of open-ended and then someone else is going to pick it up. And then they're frustrated when they have to go back
Yeah.
and do the work. But that work is really foundational. Now, Gwen gets it. I will say that. Gwen and Eric have really been putting on the work.
They're
And
really
she's like
trying.
she's noticing the progress. She's going, I used to have to say all the letters, and now she's like, I asked him to spell nerve the other day, and she said she didn't say anything, and he went N-E-R before she had to prompt him at all, right? Like, they're starting to see that progress. But I'm not sure his aids at program are yet.
I don't think they will.
Lene lesson book seemed to help. When I sat down with Agnes in that lesson book on Thursday, really worked. Like, she was
Okay.
good at prompting him, and she was able to slow down. They were doing choices, and he was going back and forth with choices, which is often difficult for him. So I think the key, they got to go back to the lessons. I don't have a better solution for them.
If you do a lesson on your next hour there,
Mm-hmm.
get somebody to videotape it, and then they can send it to me. But then they have it,
Mm-hmm.
and they can say, okay, let's watch how Agnes did it.
Yeah.
You know, Joseph can say, I want to see how Agnes did it when I try to do it, so I can kind of. We need to get some of the videos of him being not great, so they can see that it doesn't look great at the beginning.
Well, I wonder if, and you'd have to ask her about this, but if you're doing more sessions with Janani, that if she was even willing, not that it didn't look good with them, but if even she was willing to demonstrate some of that, because her and Eric are at those early phases right now.
I'm thinking I'm gonna see if we could use the conference room program for Janani.
If she could come there.
And then an aide can sit in,
Yeah.
right? Who's ever paired with him
Yeah.
can sit in, and we'll do exactly what we just did. And the aide can watch from the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey, I see.
Yeah. And then I can still come in 2 more times and coach them a bit.
Mhm.
What do you
That's
think
my
about
plan.
that? I think what we did wrong from the get-go is you and I made it look too easy, and we didn't do good enough job about explaining the process. That's partially on me, right? So now we really got to slow down. We got to do the process, and we're not going to get to open-ended before I go on maternity leave with your aides. Gwen, maybe you guys are making good progress. We're not going to get there with your aides. What do you think about some of the suggestions made here today about how we still got to see progress and we still got to see a dedication to trying, right? Because otherwise we never move from anywhere. What do you think about some of those ideas? And you're part of this too, right?
Yeah.
I am. I'm. C. O. M. M. I. T. T. E. D. Committed. T. O. 2. T. R. Y. I. N. G. Trying. I'm committed to trying.
Okay.
Me too there. So I'm gonna reach out to Gwen and Janani, see if we can find a time when program is quiet. Like I know a lot of people leave, like say 11, they're gone to their activities, so the program is already quiet. We get Janani to come in for a half an hour, and whatever age you're paired with, we go to a corner, and we get used to just doing it at program. Because it'll be easier for her, it'll be easier on you because there'll be no pool involved, because that was a little
would solve
scary.
that.
Oh, that was stressful. And I think it would be a win-win situation. What do you think on that idea?
I. L. I. K. E. Like. I. T. It. I like it.
Okay.
Well, then what I asked them to do in the Linnae book is track what days, who's doing the lessons and what days. Because I was like, I want to be able to go back and open that Linnae book and see that more lessons were done. So I coached Agnes to do that. So hopefully next time I go back, there's been more lessons done. Because I think the person who is doing the lessons is whoever he spends that first hour with.
Yes.
When he gets there and Gwen's setting up.
She's not one of his aides,
Yeah.
but she gets paid to be his babysitter for that hour.
Yeah,
And
and they've
that's
been
why she's
practicing
doing
together,
it.
which is great. It's still good for him to get the practice, right? So we'll try that. I guess I apologize that it didn't go as seamlessly as maybe we had all kind of hoped and seen.
Don't pick at it, buddy.
A little bit of a learning experience for all of us, and I still believe you can get there. And there's a commitment. There's a different commitment and understanding of the process. Here, try to
Don't
leave
pick
it,
it, okay?
Eric.
We're going to the
Try to override
dentist.
it.
If it's a little rough, they'll
Sand it.
sand it down with the puffer, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that might be what it is. It's got like
I
Eric,
think,
try really
yeah.
hard. I know it's probably hard
I
from
know,
a
it's,
sensory
uh,
perspective.
Yeah, sensory thing.
Mommy will call them on
A.
Monday.
D. Dad. W. A. H. A. T. What? A. B. B. O. U. T. How about you? D. S. Us. Dad, what about us?
Working
And
with
we're talking about
us, I
we're
think.
talking about spelling and practicing.
We're talking about practicing
How are you
spelling?
guys gonna keep it on when
No.
Daddy's gone?
No? What are we talking
Is that what
about?
you're talking about?
Y. E. S. Yes.
I don't know. I think we still have to keep doing things. Maybe we can try the Mad Libs at home, or maybe I'll get suggestions from Maddie on how to continue this.
Well, I think the Mad Libs are good. My concern with the Mad Libs is the second I start to take my hand off, you guys kind of freeze again. And I think that's part of you guys getting into your own prompt flow, whereas I'm still kind of stepping in with the prompts. I wonder, because the lessons, Linnae's lesson books have been going so well, Linnae has like 7 lesson books.
Yeah.
What if Mom got another one for you and Dad to do here? You can start doing them here as well, but at home. What do you think?
B. U. T. T. But. But I. L. I. K. E. Like. M. A. D. Mad. L. I. S.
I want to get that B first. Can you try it again?
B. S. lives.
Yeah.
Like Mad Libs.
I do too.
And they're fun. So I think we're going to have to approach Mad Libs differently, because going from me supporting you guys to going to open-ended words in the Mad Libs is going to be a big jump, right? We start from known words, we start with choices. You can't skip that step of the process. We've done
Okay.
some skipping of it because I've been here to help you. But the second I take my arm away, kind of the second I'm not there, I anticipate we're back, right? So like here, can I pull out a Mad Lib, Eric? I'm going to use one as an example. If I was dad, I'm just going to pick a random one. It doesn't even have to be next in ours, but maybe I'll just, here's a short one that I don't take up. What I would start with is we're gonna start with choices,
Okay.
right? So this one isn't, so dad's gonna go in and plan it before you guys sit down together. We're gonna start with, you can use crap or shoot. What is this? Fish or cow? Clear or obvious? Okay, so what you're gonna do before is go through and make choices.
Okay.
So then when you're doing with Eric, okay, Eric, you can point to C for crap or S for shoot. And then if he's stuck, you can prompt him through the word. And then over time, we're gonna fade that back. But we gotta start from the choices
You gotta start
place.
from choices, 'cause
Okay.
that's the first step, really. Even when Maddie first started with Eric, it wasn't open-ended.
And then just pointing to the choice.
Have them pick the first letter and then spell it. That's what's been most successful with others.
Okay.
So if he picked C,
Mhm.
then help him with the rest of the word
They're on the letterboard.
on the letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to try it today?
Sure.
Okay. Let me write out a couple of choices
Sure,
for you
sure.
guys then, just as like an example.
Okay.
I can definitely get another Leanne book.
I think they've been going pretty well. They seem to give people with good structure.
It does. It kind of helps him to realize.
And then if you get another one for Wayne and Eric, bring it one day and we
Yeah.
can go through it together.
Yeah, I will.